Picture this: a routine day on a construction site until someone slips no guardrail, no warning, and suddenly everything changes. That's why today's topic could literally be life or death.
It's a sobering example. I'm here to break down risk assessment for Level 6 NVQ learners, how to spot hazards, judge risks, and what really works to keep everyone safe.
You'll walk away knowing how to systematically identify, assess, and control workplace risks, whether you're in an office or a hazardous site.
We'll go step by step, from why inspections matter, to using the hierarchy of controls, keeping records legit, and exploring real-life scenarios from construction falls to hospital infection risks.
Plus, we'll tackle tough questions like why accidents happen even with good policies and how safety culture can make or break your system. Let's start with the basics. Why does every workplace need a structured risk assessment process, no matter the industry?
Because hazards are everywhere. Think machinery, chemicals, even just people rushing around. If you don't have a method to identify and control these, you're crossing your fingers nothing goes wrong.
And hoping isn't a strategy. Risk assessment isn't just about ticking boxes. It's about protecting lives, meeting legal duties, and boosting productivity.
Exactly. A good risk assessment helps target your efforts where they matter most, like prioritizing which hazards could cause real damage and making sure your controls actually work.
So inspections, what makes a great one? I've seen checklists used everywhere, but is that enough?
Checklists help keep things organized, but a sharp inspector goes beyond them. They're looking for out-of-the-ordinary hazards you won't find on any template.
And timing matters too, right? Observing during peak activity, not just quiet shifts, can catch issues that only appear when the pressure's on.
Absolutely, and talking to workers is another goldmine. They'll often mention near misses or shortcuts, especially if they trust you won't just blame them.
Funny how those informal chats sometimes reveal more than a formal audit ever could. Once you've spotted a hazard, how do you gauge the actual risk? Just gut feeling, or is there a system?
There's definitely a system. A risk matrix is a classic tool. It helps you weigh up how likely harm is and how severe it would be if it happened.
So it's not just about what could go wrong, but how bad and how often. That helps set your priorities.
Exactly. If a risk is both likely and severe, it needs immediate action. And don't forget to check if your current controls are really cutting it or if you need to step it up.
And as the workplace evolves, you've got to keep reviewing. No risk assessment should gather dust. Let's talk control measures. PPE seems to get all the attention, but where should organizations start?
PPE's the last resort. The real game changer is eliminating hazards at the source. If you can remove a risk entirely, do it.
And if elimination isn't possible, you cascade down. Substitution, engineering controls, admin tweaks, and finally, PPE.
It's like a pyramid. Top-down is most effective. For example, swapping a toxic chemical for a safer one beats just handing out more gloves.
And involving workers in designing controls makes them far more likely to stick. There's another angle: how people and culture affect safety. Why aren't written policies enough to prevent accidents?
Because real workplaces are messy. Stress, fatigue, even rushing for a deadline, those human factors cause lapses. That's where reflective practice comes in.
So you mean workers pausing to check their own habits and management encouraging open discussion instead of blame?
Exactly. A culture of trust lets people flag problems early, and self-inspection, like pausing before a risky job catches issues formal systems might miss.
Building that mindset takes time, but it's the secret sauce for lasting improvement. Let's put this into context. Imagine a hospital where sharps containers are left open and glove protocols slip during busy shifts. What's the risk?
That's a classic biological hazard: risk of sharps, injuries, and infection. Control measures could include revising cleaning schedules, retraining, and spot checks, not just hoping for the best.
Or take the manufacturing case. A guard removed to speed up work, then someone's hand gets caught. That's a failure at so many levels: supervision, safety culture, and risk assessment.
And after the incident, it's vital to investigate properly, find root causes, not just blame the worker. Sometimes, the real issue is pressure to meet quotas.
These stories make the theory real and highlight why continuous review, training, and listening matter. So, let's pin down 3 key takeaways. First, risk assessment is a living process. It adapts as your workplace changes.
Second, the hierarchy of control matters go for eliminating hazards before relying on PPE or procedures.
And third, a strong safety culture where reflection, open talk, and accountability are the norm can bridge the gap between policy and practice.
Here's your action step. Conduct a mock risk assessment this week. Identify at least 10 hazards, assess their risks, and recommend controls. It's the best way to make this stick.
Stay curious, keep asking questions, and let's make work safer for everyone. Catch you next time.